On a foggy morning off the coast of Newfoundland, the crew of the Blue Marlin set out on what they hoped would be a profitable fishing expedition. The waves were choppy and the air was thick with an unsettling silence that seemed to press down on the sea like a heavy blanket. The crew of 6, led by Captain Bramwell, were seasoned fishermen, but even they felt the eerie weight in the air. As they pulled in their first net, something glinted among the writhing fish and seaweed. It was not a glint of silver or the shine of scales, but something darker and more alluring. Curled in the net, nestled between fish bones and seaweed, lay a diamond, large, roughly cut, and strangely opaque. It was like no diamond they had ever seen. "Must have come from some wreck," murmured Bramwell, his fingers brushing against its cold, wet surface. It was beautiful, but looking at it filled him with a strange sense of dread. Yet the allure of the wealth it promised overpowered his unease. The crew cheered, visions of riches dancing in their minds as they imagined the life-changing amount the gem would fetch back on shore. They called it the Sea's Eye, marveling at the faint patterns inside it that seemed to twist and change when the light struck it. Some thought the shapes looked like waves, others like a storm gathering in the clouds, but by nightfall every crew member felt the same creeping dread. They couldn't quite look at it for long without feeling their heart race and their skin crawl. That night, a storm gathered without warning. Lightning cracked the sky and the sea grew wild. Waves towered over the ship, each one slamming the Blue Marlin harder than the last. The crew scrambled, shouting orders, trying to keep the ship afloat. As the rain whipped down, the diamond's glow seemed to intensify, pulsing faintly like a heartbeat under the flash of lightning. A bolt of lightning struck the mast, and the ship jolted, sending several men crashing to the deck. The diamond flared brightly, illuminating the terror-stricken faces of the crew. Another flash of lightning struck, and this time it was as if the sea itself had opened up. A scream cut through the roar of the storm as one of the men was thrown overboard. Then another bolt struck the deck, igniting the wood in a flash of heat and light. The crew scrambled for the lifeboats, but every attempt to leave was met with another strike. It was as though the storm itself wouldn't let them escape. With each flash of lightning, a member of the crew vanished into the depths, pulled under by unseen hands, or simply gone without a trace. Captain Bramwell clutched the diamond in his hand, feeling its icy chill despite the heat of the flames around him. Desperation took over. He hurled it into the raging sea, praying the storm would end, but the moment it left his fingers, another lightning bolt struck the ship, splitting it in two. When the storm finally passed and dawn broke, the Blue Marlin was gone, nothing more than charred debris floating on the water. Fishermen from nearby towns spoke of hearing cries carried on the wind, and some swore they saw flickers of ghostly lightning over the spot where the ship vanished. As for the Sea's Eye, it was never seen again, though sailors tell stories of a glinting light just below the water in that cursed patch of sea. The legend goes that if anyone dares disturb it, the storm will rise again, and the cursed diamond will claim more souls, dragging them down to join the lost crew of the Blue Marlin forever.